I was kind of hooked in. And many years later, my father wrote a book, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. I thought, I'm going to be a writer. I actually thought that would be an easy way to earn a living. You write a book, and you get some royalties from it. Then you write another book, and you get royalties from 2 books, et cetera, et cetera. And eventually, of course, you're rich, and all you have to do is just sit there and keep writing. Didn't turn out to be that way. It's really the first book isn't going to get published in the first place, and maybe the second one, but it'll be out of print before you do the third one. And it did not go very well, but I've managed to somehow keep going. Mostly by juggling a lot of different things, working on a book or 2 or 3 at the same time, and content for an online publisher, and paint pictures too, and translate books, and get grants for translations, and just using my wits to just try to keep going and trying. Probably what makes it work is that I realized recently I'm in the business of learning. That's what I do. Every day I get up and I have to learn something. In fact, the first thing I do is I think is, all right, what do I have to learn today? And whatever the topic is, this book that I wrote columns for the Norwich Times, and what did I write about here? Meadows and green burial and election day, and about trees, and about skunk, and about wealth, and about time, and penmanship, and writing letters, and anything that came into my head. Really fascinating just to take a subject and just dig into it, learn as much as I can. I wrote 5 kind of short books. They're only like about 100 pages. One about cats, and I just researched everything I could find out about cats. It was fascinating, the stuff that I learned. And one about bees, and one about death and burial, and that's what I love about this business. I don't make any money, but I just get to learn stuff all the time. I get to go to a foreign country or get into a situation and just observe it, learn about it, figure it out, talk to people. I just find that to be fascinating. Great way to earn a living if you can manage to do it. So the last time I had a job was in 1985, and doing public relations in New York, and it was awful, and I hated it, and they hated me, and I just did a terrible job of not professional. And and I didn't. New York's nice if you got a lot of money, which we didn't have. So I bought a little banana farm down in Brazil, and moved down to Brazil. Sold everything we had, went down there with a 2-year-old boy and my wife, and I was going to write the great American novel while I was there. That's, I'd always wanted to. I was always writing. The only literature that you read in college is fiction, right? Novels and stuff. And so I went there and tried to write this novel. It was really such a piece of junk. I didn't know it at the time, but when I look back on it, I just hope that there are no surviving copies of it. Meanwhile, while I'm down there trying to grow bananas and stuff, I'm writing letters home about what it's like to be up in the mountains in Brazil, and in a small historical town there, and all the problems with pigs and caretakers and government and all this crazy stuff. Brazil's a crazy place. And then my father, who has written a few books, he wrote a book called Writing Creative Nonfiction. It was a concept that I had never heard of before. The fact that nonfiction can be an art. It's an art form, just as valid as fiction, as the novel. And I realized, my great writing was all these letters I had been sending home about all these crazy things in Brazil. Not to mention other places that I've been, and I've been on trips, where I will spend more money on postage for letters than on food, just because that's what I like to do. So, creative nonfiction. It's also called new journalism and literary journalism and stuff like that, similar terms. And this was probably the first book that really dissected this new journalism and kind of explains how to do it. I'm going to read one paragraph here from the introduction. Creative nonfiction tells a story using facts, but uses many of the techniques of fiction for its compelling qualities and emotional vibrancy. Creative nonfiction doesn't just report facts, it delivers facts in ways that move the reader toward a deeper understanding of a topic. Creative nonfiction requires the skills of the storyteller and the researchability of the conscientious reporter. Writers of creative nonfiction must become I don't know where he got instant from, must become instant authorities on the subject of their articles or books. They must not only understand the facts and report them, using quotes by authorities, they must also see beyond them to discover their underlying meaning, and they must dramatize that meaning in an interesting, evocative, informative way, just as a good teacher does. Well, that's it. Fiction works because it's got characters and dialogue and emotions and tension and scenes, and good nonfiction has that too. It takes a lot longer to research a book like that or an article. If you're writing for a newspaper, you basically start your article and try to finish it by the end of the day, which is good, and that's got to be done. If you're doing creative nonfiction, you have to really dive into the topic. You have to go talk to all the people and read all the articles and the papers and get both sides of the